Κυρίες και κύριοι, καλησπέρα σας και καλώς ορίσατε στα Eco News by ΔΕΗ. Σε μερικές ημέρες από σήμερα, ο Ευρωπαίος Επίτροπος Δράσης για το Κλίμα θα ηγηθεί της διαπραγματευτικής ομάδας της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης στην COP29 στον Μπακού. Οι συνομιλίες θα εστιάσουν στη χρηματοδότηση της πράσινης μετάβασης μέσω της έγκρισης ενός νέου συλλογικού ποσοτικοποιημένου στόχου για τη χρηματοδότηση για το κλίμα. Τους στόχους από την πλευρά του μπλοκ των 27 αλλά και τις προκλήσεις που επιφυλάσσει η φετινή διεθνής διάσκεψη του ΟΗΕ εξηγεί απόψε στον ΣΚΑΙ ο αρμόδιος εκπρόσωπος της Κομισιόν. The EU has adopted strong negotiating mandates for the upcoming COP29 climate conference. So give us the key points of these.
It's become known, I think, this year as the finance COP, because this year is really all about the money. It's about defining how much finance the world can mobilize for climate action in the years to come. It's going to be a mixture of public and private finance, and I think that's really the main priority for the EU is really getting the global financial system, getting countries around the world to align their spending with the Paris Agreement. We need to have a conversation with all the other countries that are party to the Paris Agreement, so over 190 countries. It's the European Commission which leads those negotiations for the EU member state. For the past 5 years, there's been a commitment that developed countries would contribute $100 billion per year of climate finance to the developing world. But we're now moving to a different stage in that conversation where we need to talk about that core public finance from the developed countries. But we also need to broaden the base of donors. There are other countries now that can afford to pay more, that are emitting more, and therefore it's a question of fairness.
Now, Ireland's Minister of Environment, Mr. Eamon Ryan, and one of the key negotiators in COP29, has warned that it's not certain that there will be an agreement in Baku. What are the main objectives of the European Commission at this conference, and are there specific red lines?
The ability to find an agreement on the global finance framework is that there is a new conversation about who is responsible for paying, who can afford to pay. But then we also need to think about emissions reductions. This is not just about money. What the other thing we'll be doing is setting the stage for next year's COP. In 2025, all of the countries from around the world need to come with new climate targets for the next 10 years. And what we need to do is make sure we set the conditions for those targets this year. And that includes, in particular, following up on what we agreed last year in Dubai. There was a commitment, a historic commitment, to transition away from fossil fuels, to triple renewable energy, to double energy efficiency measures. I think the main challenge is going to be keeping up that momentum that we had last year.
Κυρίες και κύριοι, ραντεβού στο επόμενο επεισόδιο Eco News by ΔΕΗ. Καλό σας βράδυ.